Now, as the political crisis unfolds, many of Ivory Coast citizens are focused on restoring peace by appealing to the international community for help. Serge Doh of Ivory Coast Watch, a group formed after the post-election fallout began last November, says, he spoke recently at a forum on Ivory Coast.
I'm not into the political side of who's doing what, but however, as an Ivorian, I ask myself this question: what can I do for my country versus what my country can do for me, especially at this time? I'm ready to do whatever it takes for my country to go back to normal. I'm trying to make a call to you, American and international community, to help restore democracy to Ivory Coast, to help restore dignity to the people of Ivory Coast, and to help restore hope to the young men of Ivory Coast.
Now, Serge Doh of Ivory Coast Watch is with us today, and we welcome you to In Focus, Mr. Doh.
Thank you for having me.
Now, essentially, you're a businessman, a former sports person. What made you get involved through this non-partisan, non-political group, Ivory Coast Watch?
Like you say, I'm from Ivory Coast, and anything that touches my country touches me. So therefore, like I was saying earlier, as a citizen of Ivory Coast, I ask myself, rather than what the country can do for me, I ask myself what I can do for my country. Reason why I am involved by all means possible to do the best I can do to help my country. That's why I'm involved, and that's why I'm care, because I'm touched for what's going on in the country right now.
What concerns you the most when you hear about what, and I know you mentioned you were just in Ivory Coast.
Yes.
So what concerns you as you are appealing to the international community? What is it that you want them to do?
It is very simple. All I've been saying about Ivory Coast, we know what's going on in this country. And more likely, the first asset of the country are the people of the country. And my people currently are suffering due to this crisis. Everybody has an opinion about what's going on there, but at the end of the day, we need to make sure that the people of Ivory Coast get the better treatment, get dignity restored, get hope restored, get everything that they need to have a better life. And that's what concerns me the most, the peaceful situation in Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast as a leader needs to go back to the leadership that he belongs. He is the leader of the region. He has to lead by example. That's what concerns me the most in this country.
So what do you expect of the international community? As it stands, they've already taken a stand on who should lead, and they've imposed sanctions which now seem to be the ones that are hurting the people because they're trying to squeeze Mr. Gbagbo out.
Yes, all I've been saying again, and talking about the sanction, there are some sanctions that been placed, has been imposed in the country of Ivory Coast, but there are some of them that are hurting the people right now as far as the medication is concerned. So we need to rethink the way we impose sanctions in the country. We need to impose a smart sanction where we don't add more suffering to the actual suffering. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm making an appeal to the international community to assist Ivory Coast go back to normal, to assist Ivory Coast become the leader of the region, to assist the people of Ivory Coast into the interest to become a peaceful and diverse country that we used to know.
Now let me ask you this. Obviously the political stalemate between Mr. Gbagbo and Mr. Ouattara is really what is causing a lot of this crisis. Do you have an opinion about how it can be resolved, at least the political issue, which could then fix everything?
I think the people, it's time for dialogue versus keeping yourself in a monologue. People need to talk to each other, to the interest of the people of Ivory Coast. If they care about the people of Ivory Coast, if they really care about Ivory Coast, they need to put aside any egos and every personal interest to think about the interests of people of Ivory Coast and talk to each other, engage a dialogue, to local dialogue, a sincere dialogue in order to find a local solution to Ivory Coast to go back to normal. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Serge Doh of Ivory Coast Watch. Thanks so much for being here, and wish you all the best.
Thank you.